In the heart of a small aging town, there stood a school building that had been a part of the community for generations. Among its aging walls and creaking floors, there was a well-known secret: the basement. It had earned a reputation as one of the most haunted places in the town. Students whispered tales of eerie sounds emanating from the basement's depths, ghostly apparitions that flickered in and out of existence, and inexplicable cold spots that sent shivers down their spines. These stories had been passed down from one generation to the next, each one adding its own terrifying twist. Daring students often challenged each other to spend a night in the basement, armed with nothing but flashlights in their courage. Some claimed to have heard disembodied voices calling their names in the dead of night, while others spoke of feeling invisible hands brushing against their skin. One fateful day, a group of particularly courageous students decided it was time to unravel the mysteries that shrouded the basement once and for all. During their lunch break, they gathered at the basement door, flashlights in hand, and pushed it open with trepidation. As they descended the narrow, creaking staircase into the shadowy depths, the air grew thick with a bone-chilling presence. Their flashlights cast trembling beams of light that revealed dusty shelves, ancient textbooks, and rusted pipes. But it wasn't the physical surroundings that unnerved them. Whispers, soft and barely audible, seemed to echo from unseen corners. The temperature dropped, and they could see their breath in the frigid air. Panic set in as they realized they were not alone in that oppressive darkness. Then, as if emerging from the very shadows themselves, a ghostly figure materialized before them. Its hollow eyes, devoid of life, locked onto theirs. The students let out blood-curdling screams and fled for the stairs, their flashlights flickering wildly in their haste. The malevolent force that had haunted the basement for decades pursued them relentlessly. Its cold, clammy touch grazed their skin as they raced upward, desperate to escape. They burst out into the daylight, gasping for breath and trembling with fear. To this day, those students carry the trauma of their encounter with the basement's malevolent spirit. They are living proof that some legends are born from horrifying truths that should never be disturbed. In the bustling heart of a city, Millwood High School stood as a symbol of academic excellence and a tight-knit community. Yet beneath the veneer of pride and tradition, a sinister legend loomed: the cursed Yearbook of 1987. Throughout the years, whispers and hushed conversations had spread like wildfire among students. The eerie rumor went that anyone who dared to sign their name next to a particular picture in the yearbook mysteriously vanished after graduation. The legend grew more detailed with each retelling, and students began to avoid that specific page, fearing the curse it held. One particularly curious student, Jessica, became obsessed with unraveling the mystery that had haunted the school for decades. She was known for her determination and fearlessness, and she was convinced that there had to be a rational explanation behind the legends. Her quest led her to the dusty archives of the school, where she finally located the fateful yearbook. It was a worn, leather-bound volume, and Jessica's heart pounded with anticipation as she opened it to the infamous page. The photograph on that page depicted a seemingly ordinary group of students, frozen in time, their smiles preserved for eternity. The accompanying signatures of classmates who had graduated in 1987 lined the margins, a macabre testament to the legend's eerie specificity. Despite her skepticism, Jessica hesitantly signed her name next to the photograph, a daring act of defiance against the chilling legend. She graduated without incident, believing that the curse was nothing more than a sinister myth perpetuated by fear and superstition. However, as the years passed and Jessica embarked on her adult life, she noticed something unsettling. Her high school friends, those who had also signed their names on that page, began to disappear mysteriously, one by one. No traces were left behind, no clues to follow, just an unending void of unanswered questions. Jessica's relentless pursuit of the truth led her down a winding path of investigation and danger. She combed through yearbooks, interviewed survivors, and pieced together a chilling narrative that connected the vanished students to a malevolent force within the school's history. The cursed yearbook, it turned out, held the key to a sinister entity that demanded a terrible price for its power. The truth, once revealed, would forever change Jessica's life and leave her haunted by the consequences of her unquenchable curiosity. Nestled within a picturesque town was an old and prestigious boarding school. Renowned for its academic excellence and rich history, it was a place of tradition and tightly knit community. However, beneath the ivy-covered walls and polished corridors lurked a chilling legend, the tale of Old Man Grimes. For as long as anyone could remember, students whispered about the mysterious janitor who roamed the school's halls after nightfall, silently performing his duties with an eerie dedication. His nickname, Old Man Grimes, was a nod to his weathered appearance, hunched back, and the raspy, breathless voice that accompanied him. As with any enduring legend, variations of Old Man Grimes' origin story abounded. Some claimed that he had once been a student at the very school, a promising young man whose dreams had been cut short by a tragic accident within its hallowed halls. Others believed that he was a vengeful spirit, forever bound to the institution that had played a role in his untimely demise. The legends were filled with chilling details of encounters with the shadowy janitor. Students who found themselves wandering the school's dimly lit corridors late at night spoke of an overwhelming sense of being watched, of the feeling that invisible eyes followed their every move. One moonless night, a young student named Mark, known for his fearlessness and an insatiable curiosity, decided that he could no longer resist the allure of Old Man Grimes' enigmatic presence. Armed with nothing but a flashlight and an unquenchable desire for answers, Mark embarked on a clandestine mission to follow the janitor on his nocturnal rounds. As he trailed the shadowy figure through the deserted halls, Mark couldn't shake the feeling that he was being drawn deeper into a web of mysteries he could scarcely comprehend. The air grew colder, and a chilling breeze seemed to whisper through the empty hallways, making the flames of his flickering flashlight dance eerily on the walls. Suddenly, Old Man Grimes turned a corner and, to Mark's disbelief, seemed to vanish into thin air. Heart-pounding, Mark rushed to the spot where the janitor had disappeared, his flashlight trembling in his trembling hand. But there was no trace of the man. Fear gripped Mark as he realized that he was alone in the darkness, a darkness that seemed to close in around him. With a surge of panic, he retraced his steps and made a frantic escape to his dorm room, his mind reeling from the supernatural encounter he had just witnessed. Word of Mark's eerie experience spread quickly among the students, adding another layer of dread to the school's already eerie reputation. To this day, his story serves as a chilling reminder that some mysteries are better left unsolved, and that the line between the natural and the supernatural is often thinner than we dare to imagine.